All right, let's talk about something I think every single one of us has gone through. You decide to make a real positive change in your life. And the second you do, you find yourself in a knockdown, drag out fight with yourself. We're going to get into what that's all about. This is about growth, yeah? But the kind that happens without anesthesia. You ever feel this? It's like the moment you decide to drop a bad habit or start a new healthy one, something inside you just takes up arms. It feels like this old, cynical part of you starts a full-blown war. Well, guess what? That's not a sign you're weird or broken. It's actually a totally universal part of the process. So let's give this thing a name. Let's call it the old man's war. And the most important thing you need to understand is this. This war isn't a sign that you're failing. Not at all. It's actually a sign that the change you're making is so real, so profound that the old you is starting to totally panic. And look, this war has some very specific ammunition it uses against you. It's not just some vague discomfort. No, it's a full-on assault. It's that anxiety that just pops up out of nowhere. It's that inner critic that suddenly has a megaphone telling you you're going to fail. It's the doom thinking, the intense cravings for the exact thing you're trying to escape, and that deep, gnawing restlessness that makes you want to crawl out of your own skin.
But what if this whole war isn't what it looks like on the surface? What if it has nothing to do with a moral failing or just a lack of willpower? Let's peel back the layers here and find out what's really going on.
Okay, here's the absolute key. We're not just dealing with a few bad habits. We are dealing with an entire identity. That old man we talked about, that's a protective shell you built, probably a long time ago, just to survive. It learned to cope with the world by numbing out, by distracting, by controlling everything. And now that you're taking its tools away, it's having a full-on identity crisis. It's losing its job, and it is terrified. This isn't resistance, it's identity withdrawal. And this right here, this is the mental flip that changes the entire game. We're so quick to frame the struggle as, oh, I'm just resisting being better. But when you shift your perspective to identity withdrawal, everything changes. It's not a battle against yourself anymore. It's more like you're decommissioning an old, outdated, and frankly terrified operating system. Now, once you start to get this, it usually leads to a much deeper, almost spiritual question. If this process is so difficult, and if there's some kind of higher power out there, why doesn't it just fix it? Why does it have to hurt so much? And that's the question, isn't it? It sits right at the heart of the whole struggle. It's a cry for help that comes from real pain. If this growth is so good for me, why can't it be easier? Why can't you just fix me? Well, the answer is it's profound, and yeah, it's a little uncomfortable. Let's just walk through this little dialogue because it gets right to the heart of it. The first, most natural thing to ask for is just, please, make the pain stop. And the answer that comes back is that the pain actually has a purpose. See, it's not a punishment, it's a tool. It's a process that's designed to pull our attention away from all of the shallow, worldly stuff and get us to focus on something deeper. It's a clarifying fire. Okay, so then we ask for the thing we really want. This is the big one. We're not just trying to stop doing bad things, we're trying to actually grow, to become someone new. And there it is. That's the core of it all. You can't just be handed growth like a gift. You have to live it, you have to earn it. But you're not left completely alone in the process. There's an active force at play, not to remove the struggle, but to prune you. So what on earth does that mean, to be pruned? This metaphor, this is the absolute key to making it through this season of your life, because it shows you that what feels like terrible loss is actually a very specific, very directed form of care. Think about a gardener. When they prune a rose bush, it looks violent, right? They're literally cutting parts of it off. But they're not trying to hurt the plant. They're trying to make it stronger, to make it produce more beautiful flowers. They cut away the branches that are just sucking up energy and not producing anything. It's the same for you. This process feels like you're losing things, but trust me, nothing that is truly essential to who you are is being taken away. This makes it so clear. Pruning forces you to let go of the things your old identity was clinging to for dear life. You trade that constant, frantic stimulation for a deep sense of stillness. You give up the illusion that you know everything for the reality of just being exposed, being seen for who you really are. And you release that white-knuckle grip of control in exchange for a raw, vulnerable honesty. It feels like a loss, but look at what you get in return. Okay, so understanding all this is one thing, but actually living through it, that's another. So what does the season of pruning actually ask of you? You might be surprised. It's pretty simple. Now, simple doesn't mean easy, but it is simple. This isn't about being some kind of hero or achieving perfection. It's just about 5 simple daily practices. Stay sober from whatever it is, your substance, your compulsion, your distraction. Stay present, right here, in your own skin, in this moment. Stay honest with yourself first and foremost. Stay embodied, actually feel what you're feeling in your body. And maybe the most important one of all, just return when you wander. There's no starting over, you just gently turn back to the path. And that brings us to maybe the most powerful reframing of this entire experience. All that chaos, all that internal screaming, the anxiety, the despair, it's not an enemy attack. It's the sound of deep internal furniture being moved around. You are not being attacked, you are being reorganized for a completely new way of living. Which leads us to our final, grounding truth. This is the phrase to hold on to when it all feels like it's just too much. And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? Our brains are wired to think discomfort means danger. It means run or fight. But in this process, that discomfort is not a warning sign. It's the feeling of healing. It's the sensation of new life actually taking root inside of you. It is, quite simply, what growth feels like when it's raw and unfiltered. And the very fact that you can feel it, well, that's how you know it's working.